Alright guys, just finished rewriting 13-minute Mars Volta epic in 3 hours. How are we feeling?
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah, pretty great.
I'm feeling fucking amazing. I got to give you guys some of that right there. Absolutely fucking phenomenal, guys. I don't even know where half that shit came from. Like, I mean, I didn't even know that I could do that myself. That's really good. That was the most fun that I've had in a long time. And I mean, let's just go from the start. I mean, when I said that we were going to be doing a Mars Volta kind of thing, what was your initial reaction to that? Were you mad? Were you excited? What was your feelings in that moment?
Oh, I mean, they're a pretty big band for both of us. So So we
inspires a lot of the music that you write today, would you say? Or?
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's not like I don't know whether it shows up as heavily in the stuff that I put out, but like it's always there. You know, I listen to it so much that I can't really escape the influence. I don't know if it's...
Yeah, I think it's definitely it's influenced me as a player for sure. Mm-hmm. And as a guitarist, Omar's one of my biggest idols, one of my biggest heroes. So, but yeah, I guess same as Lawi. Like, I don't think it shows up heavily in my songwriting, but.
Yeah, maybe just their general vibe. I mean, they've got a very kind of ballsy kind of, we're here to...
Yeah.
I feel like you guys aren't trying to do these kind of, let's play as much as we can and, as little space of time, but like you got that kind of panache, that oomph in your music. So I would say that, sorry what you're saying. Yeah.
And I think it just, as a, like they were very much like a gateway to, because they came from hardcore punk and then they pivoted into like, hardcore punk infused psychedelic Latin music, it's like, and then everything that you can find from that fusion, just in like going into jazz fusion and more hardcore punk and more Latin music. Like I wouldn't know anything about salsa if it wasn't for
I was just going to say exactly the same thing. Especially like after watching that Omar and Cedric documentary that came out.
Yeah.
Just super inspiring and has made me. I never would have really listened to salsa before, and that's so heavily in the Mars Volta.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned kind of the Latin inspiration there, because I've definitely not delved super deep into that, but I know there is a ton that you can take from Latin stuff, especially obviously drums. I've very often kind of taken a Latin groove and just turned it into a very simple rock beat, but it just has like a certain kind of rhythm to it that works well. One thing that kind of surprises me with Mars Volta as well is you look at their kind of monthly listens on Spotify, it's not really that much. I think they're like less than 1 million monthly listeners a month, and I thought that they were way kind of bigger than that, but it must be, they haven't written much, I guess, recently, have they? So it's not recently. But they are. I know a lot of people really respect them. So I mean, it's
well, they released an album last year that is very much like, I don't know. I really loved it.
It's so different, it's really different from the old stuff.
Yeah. But I think that interestingly, like when you look at the Spotify's monthly listeners as a thing, I think by virtue of the fact that there's tons of other streaming platforms on which they're being accessed, that's not necessarily an accurate representation of how many people are accessing that stuff. Plus, they released a lot of vinyl box sets before, and there are probably people that are just like audiophiles that listen to physical media exclusively that are super into that. I think they've just got a really
tight knit kind of thing. And I think that's the way to go today with music. Is you should focus on the tight niche of people that are like the 100 people that are gonna fucking love you, rather than trying to go viral and all of that. Totally. Which just for me, I don't know. Whenever I start thinking about how can I make this viral, I just notice that I don't want to play anymore.
It definitely takes the with starting playing music or starting a band, you have to so much of your time is spent doing things like social media, and you just got to find a way to... It does sap the joy out of doing you every time you write something, every time you release something, it's like you have to think about what it's going to be like on TikTok or what it's going to be like on Instagram and stuff, and it's tough, man. It
is really tough because that's the part that we don't love, but we have to figure out a way to do it in a way that's fun.
It's like a necessary evil that you have to do. Yeah,
indeed. I don't know, still working it out myself, but yeah, I mean, so it sounds like you guys were pretty excited to do Mars Volta. That was obviously a song that you recommended as well, that you loved. And then let's talk about, we pretty much got the idea of what we wanted to do, like within the first 15 seconds of like listening to the song. You knew which part it was. It was that kind of 15/8 bit that was chopped up into a 5 and a 6 and a 4. Like, tell me what was going through your mind, you know, when it came to the inspiration of the song that we wrote today. Like, how did that idea come about?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I think the challenge with something like Mars Volta is you can't really imitate it, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that particular section has just always really meant a lot to me personally.
Yeah.
That's one of my favourite Mars Volta songs. And just in terms of like, it's always what I show to people when they kind of make the claim that something like Mars Volta doesn't necessarily have structure and whatever, when actually that whole album is very, very deliberate. It's just, you know, the chaos of it is a choice, and had to have that moment in the middle where it all kind of like comes down and then it kind of builds up really slowly, and it's a different time signature.
Yeah.
That's what you sent to me.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah. And that's when I started my like Mars Volta journey, was through Lawi.
Sorry about that.
No, it's just I'm so similar. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just I've always really liked 5 as a time signature, and you know, it's like Dave Brubeck and you know, battles and all kinds of. I love it when it's played really hard, and that's a example of when 5 is played really hard. So.
Definitely, it really builds up nicely there, and it's just got a good jam. It's amazing to me how like they're doing technically a bar of like 15/8, you know, chopped up into 3 different time segments, and it actually still feels really good. I think that's like the holy grail when it comes to making complex music, is how can we make complex music not sound and feel like complex music kind of thing, so it's listenable and it feels good. So, you know, just from us going to that idea, we're like, okay, we love this bit, where can we go with it? I think it was you, Jordan, that was kind of like, because I was like, it'd be nice if we did some verses in odd time signatures and the choruses in, you know, just 4/4, but then you were like, you know, maybe we just, instead of, you know, chopping up into 3 different numbers like 5, 6 and 4, we just do 5, 5, 5, and then that's a bar of 15, which was a great idea to kind of kick us off. And then when we got onto it and we were jamming in 5, we were just like, actually, let's just kind of stick it in 5 there. That worked quite well there. And then we were kind of messing around with some different things, like what was it we did before? We were like, okay, let's try and do 5, 5, 5, and then what was it, like a 4 on
we
the
wanted
end.
to do like 4 rounds of 3 bars of 5.
Yeah.
Round 4 times, and then the last iteration was a bar of 4 on the end.
Something like that,
but it didn't really land.
Really work too much, yeah. And then we landed kind of on just doing 5, 5, 5 the whole way through, but then the last bar just before the chorus being a bar of like 8 kind of thing, and that worked really well. You know, I think, you know, it's great to kind of work that out, because when you are in the odd time signature kind of, you know, piecing things together, it's like, okay, it's cool to be complex, but we really have to watch out that we're not, like, it's still got to feel and sound good, right? And I think you know, we didn't allow ourselves to get too, I don't know, douchey with it or anything like that. We were just like, okay, what sounds and feels good? Didn't have time for any of that. So I feel like it really came together quite quickly together, and you know, we got down a really nice verse and a nice chorus down pretty quickly there, and then you guys went for a little bathroom break and came back with something just right out of left field there. Like, can you tell me what happened in that bathroom when you were like, because you came back and you had this like 7/8 groove, which by the way was a really fast 7 kind of 8. That's how I would categorize. I wanted people fuzzy somewhere, but like, it's just, I was like, this is fucking quite, you know, it caught me off guard a little bit. So what was going on, and how did that kind of come about?
We just looked deep into each other's eyes.
I
don't know. Just, I think as we were leaving, you said come back with an outro.
Yeah.
As a joke, and
we actually took it seriously.
We just took it seriously.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just I think I just started hearing it in my head. I was
Okay.
like, okay, that would be kind of cool to do, maybe.
Yeah. And it was.
And it was.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if I kind of like look at, okay, we got the verse, which was the 5/5 thing, and then the 7/8 thing. I mean, they did kind of sound quite different from each other as well. So like that really was just like an idea that I feel came out of nowhere there, which is great. That's awesome. It sounds like complex music for you is something that is quite dear to your heart, like something that you resonate with a lot. Like, how does that show up in your playing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, listening to bands like Mars Volta.
Yeah.
We have a improv trio with our friend Ollie.
Okay.
Where I often play, like, I like playing like groups of 5 over basically anything or everything. Just to kind of, I like the way that when you're playing two different like polyrhythms basically, that just it starts landing in different places. And I think we just kind of naturally jam like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your recent song, Bad Acting, that's in, well, I think you could say it was kind of more like a 3/4 kind of thing there. For me, I don't know what it is. Whenever it comes to 3/4, I always say 6/8. That's just how I always kind of think about it. But I think it's a really great track, man. And it's one of those songs where, you know, it's in a bit of an odd time signature, and it definitely does feel kind of like, it's really feel good, but it also like has a bit of a weirdness to it as well, you know, like it, I don't know, I'm trying to find the words for it, but like, you know, it feels like it's got its own little kind of niche little bit while still being approachable to other people there, so that's great.
Thanks, yeah.
I mean, so you are predominantly a drummer. That's kind of where your core foundation is. I remember when I asked you some questions before coming in, you were like, drums are the easiest thing for me to approach. And I'm really glad that we got some opportunities to kind of switch on the kit, and you were like, okay, I want this and you want that. So how does being a drummer affect the way that you approach, you know, songwriting, and how did that show up today, do you think?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, it always starts with the beat for me.
Yeah.
And I think that I kind of I play everything with like the rhythm at the front of my mind.
Yeah.
I think it's my favorite thing about drums is that you get to a place because it's quite embodied. You know, you're not necessarily thinking while you're doing it, and to try and apply that feeling to other instruments is really interesting to me. But it doesn't, for me personally, it doesn't lend itself that well to like songwriting. But it's always a good jumping off point. So, you know, with something like Bad Acting, for example, it's like it really did start with this kind of hypnotic drum beat in my head, and then a lot of my songs, because I play everything in the studio, a lot of my songs just kind of start with drum samples, and that's usually the thing that remains after it goes through the filter of like songwriting and tinkering and throwing at the wall and paring back. Like the thing that stays quite true is the drums and the rhythm. So it's like an anchor for me. And it keeps me very because that's where I started. You know, like I started playing drums when I was 7 at percussion club in school. You know? It's always the first thing that I reach for, and I don't even think about it. It's like you just all the time you just. You know, so.
Definitely. I feel like drums is kind of similar to writing songs with like chords first, because when you have chords first, you can really just get a structure of a song down like that, you know, you just find out what feels good together, and then, okay, verse, chorus, whatever, you know. I feel the same with drums. If you have a good beat, it's just like, I got one bit, I need like that, you call that A, and then you just need a B bit and then a C bit, and then you pretty much got a song there to just kind of put all that together. So it's a great way of just getting a song knocked out really quickly. I don't even think that today's song was necessarily a drums first song. It was more just like, okay, we figured out we want to do it in 5, and then we just figured out what was feeling good with that.
Actually, it did start with you.
Well, yeah,
playing a beat. Yeah,
I mentioned I was briefly in this like indie kind of Mac DeMarco-y kind of band in Vancouver, Shout out Ilakuda, they're great. And they just had this like 5/8 kind of thing that was really good. So I started with that, and you guys seemed to like that. And the beat that I ended up playing was definitely different to that song, but I'm glad that kicked off a bit of inspiration for us, because you instantly came in with whatever you wanted to do with the guitar, and then Lawi, you guys meshed together. And I really love with this song how we kept the choruses the same, but the in-between, like the verses and then obviously the outro, were all different in some way. Like when we came back to the 5/8 bit, you know, after the first chorus, you had a great idea to just kind of come down on like a more 16th note hi-hat thing with the thing, and then whatever you guys were doing there, you were like, just made it way more jammy, which I feel like when I was watching you guys doing that, I was like, that looks tough, man. Like, was that challenging for you guys to get that down when you were doing that, or like, did that just kind of feel right? Yeah,
definitely when we were doing the takes, but that was more, for me anyway, it was more like I was having to think about, because I had like loops going on, and just thinking about where to bring them in, when to not, but also hitting in different pedals, and not having, you know, like, and also still trying to figure it out, figure out what like kind of effects to use in different sections, and I found that a little bit challenging, but
for sure. Yeah, well, I mean, if we look back on today's song, what were like the main hooks of the song for you guys? Like, what do you feel like really stood out in the song, the bits that you were most proud of?
I think that they're all different hooks, aren't they?
Yeah.
There were quite a few things.
Like, let's go to riff 2 now.
Yeah.
Riff 1, riff 2, riff 3, riff 4.
Yeah.
And you know,
those little catches on the second verse as well.
I really like the second verse, that riff. That's really cool.
It's quite a tough one to come back into from that, because we had the little stabs, and then like you count for 5 and then come back in.
I struggled with that.
Well, I mean,
coming in it too early.
I'm really glad that we were able to, you know, get that in there for the last take. I feel like our last take that we did for the song was just really powerful. You know, like, so I mean, I still can't believe that we did it. I mean, it's just,
there's a lot to be said for pressure, isn't there?
Yeah, 100%. And actually, tip of the cap to you, man, because, you know, we had like 40 minutes left, and I was like, Lawi, you gotta write lyrics in 15 minutes, like, you know, and you just sat there and fucking wrote. And I tell you what, some people that come in here, they really struggle. I mean, writing lyrics can be really tough, but if you can just sit there and just fucking don't think and you just write, like, you just had it out in like 5-10 minutes, man. So well done to you, man. What was that like for you?
Yeah, I did a bit. Yeah.
Is that just something that you kind of push yourself to do with writing lyrics in general? You're like, for me, I always set a timer for like 10 minutes. Like, I'm going to just write the song in 10 minutes. I don't know, how do you usually approach it? And how does that show up today?
Lyrics usually come dead last for me in the process. Of songs, and I've tried recently to be more like, I'll start with the lyrics and think of what I want to say, and then kind of build songs around that. But the most organic thing for me always seems to be to react to the music in the moment. And, you know, I think the difference here is that I've got a demo that I've like kind of
had some time with
that I've put some like melodic ideas down, and sometimes like a word slips in, and then based on what that word is and what that means to me, I'll like write lyrics based on that. But not having anything this time was not necessarily challenging, but it was just different. It was just like, okay, I've just got to try and find something interesting.
Well, obviously, one thing I do with everyone that comes on the show is I ask them what is one line from a song that you haven't finished yet, because I feel like it's good to have just like a little bit of inspiration. I feel like that's fair to do in this kind of situation. So one line that I did ask for you was, which you gave to me after I asked you the question, was Dawn Boy gets the midnight crown, which, you know, is a really interesting lyric. I want to just like ask you, like, what did that mean to you before the session, and did it change when we were in the today? Like, tell me about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think in my lyrics, there's a lot of sometimes a bit of myself slips in, but a lot of the time I'm trying to not put too much of myself in there, and trying to create more of like an abstract.
I was going to say that
feeling. Yeah. And I think. Yeah, Dawn Boy gets the midnight crown. I write a lot about. I think a lot about like boyhood and masculinity and you know, I think it would be a victory for Dawn Boy to get the Midnight Crown. You know, I think to be able to I've been thinking a lot recently about holding things, holding opposite things or like tricky things all true at once, because you know life isn't black and white; it's grey and nuanced and whatever. And I think to be a Dawn Boy and to experience the Midnight Crown, you know, to be crowned the ruler of midnight as a Dawn person is like, you know what I mean? Like, you found some kind of balance, and you found some kind of, and you know that phrase just felt so like so nice to me, and like I have in my notes, I always write down little random. It was a toss up between Dawn Boy gets a Midnight Crown or like fresh sheets for the dreamers, you know, like little phrases like that. Like I always find really fun to play with, and just like fun to put down. But yeah, that was the one that won out.
Yeah, man. I mean, before now, like listening to you talk about it, it kind of resonated with me more, because when you said it before, I was like, man, that's such a random lyric. Like, what does that even mean? You know? And then now listening to you hear about it now, it's like, oh, you know what? Like that is the kind of lyric where everyone's going to have a different perspective of what that means to them, and I feel like you did that really well. I'm just looking at all of these lyrics right now, and I think you've done a really good job of like painting like a very vivid picture, like of like, you know, getting someone to be in some kind of world, but like you can't really tell exactly what it's about, which is I think is a good thing, because then everyone can just have their own perspective of what they want it to be.
Yeah, you got to. For me, music is so much about, you know, making, finding connection, and you know, part of the human experience is loneliness, and you know, if you can make someone feel less lonely, then that's a victory. And I think part of the one of my favourite ways to do that is to leave things open, and to, you know, I know what it means to me, but like but to leave space for someone else to like buy into the dream, I think is really important.
Definitely.
And there's a lot to be said for being direct. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I love hearing the dirty and the sad from within, and like it's like this happened to me. You know, that's important too. But my approach is more abstract, and sometimes
that's great, man. Yeah, I mean, like I say, there's two ways to go about it. I mean, you're either the Beatles, and it's just like all you need is love, you know, which is just like great. I mean, I get it. It's like right there. Or you go for the more abstract route, and that, you know, really sets a different tone. One song that's coming to mind right now for me is was it that Sting song where it's like if I ever lose my faith in you, you know?
Is that the one we listened to in the car?
We literally listened to it like a couple of days ago.
Isn't that a tune?
What a banger!
What a fucking banger! Yeah.
That whole album actually is brilliant.
I actually haven't dived too much into it. I should do.
Yeah.
But I love that song, and you know that line is great, because if I ever lose my faith in you is just very, you know, it's specific, but it's a vague specific, because it can mean so many different things.
Who's the you?
Who's the you? You know, it could be God, it could be yourself, it could be a partner, anyone, and I love that. So I think like, you
that's
know,
so funny. Really.
Yeah, man.
It's a banger.
It is a banger. It's fucking Sting. Nah, boys. I think we'll, you know, kind of wrap up in a second here, but I just want to say that this has been the most fun I've had in a long time. So really great job for having you on.
Likewise,
you're amazing. And I guess, is there anything that, you know, if you were to go back, if you did have more time, was there anything that you feel like was missing from the song at all, or like, do you feel like it pretty much got? I personally think I'm happy with it.
Big harmonies.
Big harmonies, yeah.
Horns of the Lord.
I mean,
my father's horns. I don't know, really. I think there's something to be said for, like, the thing I really liked about today was that it's done.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes when you're writing music and recording it, we as musicians, we can fall into the trap of trying to perfect things, when actually the first thing that's happened, and the thing that was done first is the best thing.
Definitely.
And like, because I listen to tracks I recorded years ago and go, oh well, because I'm like a better player and stuff now, I'm like, I could have played better on that, or I could have done some different parts, but actually in that moment and at that time, you were like, this is so great.
Exactly.
And like that, it should just be left there, I think.
Definitely, man.
It's an exercise in trusting yourself, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And just being like, this is going to be great, and we're going to do the best we can, and
Yeah, man. No, it's just something that a general kind of vibe that I would love to see more in music these days is just like fucking risks, like risk taking and just like surprise elements and excitement. I feel like it's just because there's so much noise out there these days, and it's just it's. I feel like I just want to be like in the 90s, have like that feeling of like something bubbling up. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's lots of great music out there these days, but just an opportunity to really have that pressure and that excitement there is real special. So yeah, phenomenal, guys. So given that this podcast is going to be coming out August, like first Tuesday of August, what do you have coming up that's after that date, so people can either catch you guys for some shows or some singles that you got coming out? Like what's going on?
Not
much actually.
Not much that I can really talk about.
No problem.
Related to us, but
that's okay.
We're going on tour.
We're going on tour next week.
Yeah. Which ends. When does that end there?
20th of June.
Okay, that's a shame. Yeah. So the thing with these episodes, we're only doing one a month. Is like, okay, hopefully they've got some stuff after that. That's okay, man. But definitely check these guys out. Lawi, I want to pronounce it right. Is it Anywar?
Anywar, yeah.
Anywar. There we go. Lawi Anywar, or Lawatim, on Spotify, on Instagram. Phenomenal music there. Just go check him out. And what are we naming the song, guys?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Giles.
And how do you spell that?
Giles.
G.
I'm naming that for Anthony Stewart Head, who passed away very recently.
R.I.P.
Damn. Love that. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Here is Giles. Peace.
Crisis time. That's it.